All right, one more thing I'd like to cover with you regarding using the type or text tool is writing along a path and what this means. Now this is the symbol here. This is the middle one here that's inside the options for the type tool, type along a path. And this means essentially that we can draw a line and then we can actually type along that line. So let's say I use the brush tool, and if I just do a line like this, for example, then if I go back to the type on a path tool, I click on it. Now watch what happens. As soon as I click right on the line, letters appear, right? They're right there. Of course, they're in Latin. So now you can put whatever words you really want to have there, right? So if I just randomly type, you'll see that I'm actually typing right along that particular line. Like, how cool is that? Now, there's interesting little things you can change with this as well. If you click up here at the top where it says type, you can go into type on a path. It has its own category, and you'll see there's rainbow, skew, 3D ribbon, and so forth. Say, for example, rainbow I think seems to work best, but let's see if you go to skew, you'll notice that, oh, it does this kind of like kind of movement on it. It's kind of interesting. 3D ribbon, I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to look like exactly. I don't really use that one, but you'll see that there are all sorts of choices here and how you can arrange your type along the path. I just stick with the first one. But what's interesting is if you go into here again, there are the options, type on a path options, and notice something here. I like to click preview so I can see. You have choices here, for example, right? Like you can flip it and it basically reverses it. And if you click preview, you can see what it would really look like if you were to permanently click OK. You can align the path right to the baseline, but you can also change it. Like ascender puts it kind of on this side of the line. Descender puts it above the line. Center is right in the middle of it, of course, and baseline is kind of right on top of it. So you've got some choices. And once you're happy with it, of course, you can click OK. You can also do things like change the size, just like you would normally for any sort of font, right? You can click on the size, make it bigger. And of course, you can pick, whatever type of font that you want to use, right? So that's really how you do this. Now, the cool thing about this, let's get rid of this and I'll start something fresh, is you could actually make a drawing and then put, say, a poem or something on the drawing. Now, this takes a little bit of finagling, but let's say you make a drawing. Let's say, I do notice that it seems to have to be like one line, like don't break up your lines or it will not quite work right. Like if you break it up, it'll only put the words on the one part of the drawing. But then if you take your text tool and you click on it, boom, look at that. And the words have appeared right there. Now, of course, it's a little bit big here. I'll just make it a little bit smaller. And you can kind of get an idea. Once you deselect it, you'll see that, oh, look, the letters are forming the line of the drawing itself, right? It's a pretty cool effect, I think, to play with, to be able to make your lettering go right alongside something that you draw. Now, one thing, other little warning is if you take a poem, for example, which you'll do in this project, I copied a Shakespearean sonnet here, and I thought, well, it'd be kind of cool to use this whole sonnet. Now, one thing is when I copied it off the internet, you'll notice that there's a little formatting here where it actually has a line break, right? Like after, when in disgrace with fortune in men's eyes, comma, I all alone beweep my outcast state, comma. You'll see that there are little breaks in between. So one thing I discovered is if you try to do the whole thing and you copy it, let's see, I'll go back to here. If I go back to here and paste it, look what's going to happen. It'll only paste the first line, when in disgrace with fortune in men's eyes. That's because of the natural line breaks here. So you could actually delete all the line breaks and make it like one continuous flow, or you could actually do it in parts, like take one, copy it, and then go back here, and then go to the next one and paste it in there. And you get the idea. You could work it that way. They'll take a little bit of trial and error to do this. But that's the idea of this, is in this project to do a drawing and use the type along a path tool to be able to type along a path.